put a call out there for an Excel geek out and you didn't fail to deliver. This week's top 10 is all about Excel tricks. Now, if you use Excel, you need to listen, as I'm willing to bet there are a few things that will make you say, I didn't know that this week. So Amy Osborne of Barrie, Ontario, shared a trick that is handy when you're using formulas and columns. Amy says that to eliminate the NA or the DIV error messages on cells with the formula, we need to write IFERROR bracket formula comma 0 as you see on the screen, then copy it through all the cells. This way, if you try to sum up a row or a column with a formula that would result in an NA or not applicable, it will be turned to a 0. And then you'll get the total value instead of an error message. So for those of you that get frustrated with those constant error messages, this is the formula that you need to know. Antonella Giacetta, and I probably destroyed your name, Antonella, and I apologize, from Calgary, Alberta, shares a tip that saves time. Instead of copying and pasting the same data or formula into different cells, try this. Select the cells where you want the data entered. Type the data in one of the cells and then select Control Enter. And the data will be entered in all your selected cells automatically. Our third tip comes from Deb Beller from Fort Thomas, Kentucky, and she's a simple yet very effective Excel tip. AltEnter allows you to put a carriage return within a cell so that if you wanted to type and put more information, your cell gets a little bit bigger. Now, our fourth tip is from my daughter-in-law, Laura Finnis, and she is from Chatham, Ontario. She's my daughter-in-law and the mother of my amazingly beautiful, cute grandson. And she is by day an elementary school teacher. So I was surprised and delighted when she decided she put a couple of tips on her Instagram post. Laura says that if you put in equals today, open close brackets, it will update the date to the current date every time you open the file. So you don't have to worry about updating the file. So thanks, Laura, for that one. Neil Malek is from Orlando, Florida, and he gave a huge list of tips on my Twitter post. So go find it on Twitter. You'll get a whole lot more. And Neil is also teaching during our Admins Rock conference and the pre-conference. So if you want 6 hours of a master class on Word or Excel, I know that Neil will deliver. He has hundreds of tricks that you didn't know about. But the one that I want to share in today's top 10 list is the simple F4 button. In Excel, F4 is the repeat the last action button or do that again button. So that's pretty handy. Another tip, because Neil had so many to share, is Control plus the tilde, the little wave, to show your functions instead of the result of the functions. If you press it again, it'll show the results. So Control tilde shows you what the actual function is. Now, Linda Luca from Akron, Ohio has our number 7 tip. And if you click that little dot in the lower right-hand corner of the cell, it will copy, which is even easier than Control C, right? So just find that little dot and away you go. Number 8 comes from Janet Boileau, and Janet says that filters make sorting and filtering much easier, and I can agree to that. And let me add an extra tip onto Janet's recommendation that we use filters. If you're using Excel tables, and I highly recommend that you do, you can press Shift, Alt, and the down arrow from any cell inside the table to open up the filter drop-down menu for that column. So you don't have to go up to the top again, just Shift, Alt, and the down arrow, and it will appear for you. From Marysville, Washington, Michelle Morfin brings us number 9, as she is a huge fan of VLOOKUP, and she says that it has saved her countless hours and saved her countless mistakes. Now, in case you've never used VLOOKUP, basically it allows you to search for specific information in a spreadsheet. For example, if you have a list of products with prices, you could search for a specific item's price. It does look a little scary at first when people first get into VLOOKUPs, but I promise that once you get into it, it will save you, like Michelle said, countless hours of work and a lot of manual mistakes. And number 10, is from me. Now, you know that my favorite tip all the time is select all. I can't believe how many people don't know that. Control A is typically select all. But in Excel, if you look to the top left corner of your spreadsheet, you see a little box that looks like it has a diagonal corner in it. And if you just select that little box, it is automatically doing the selection of your entire spreadsheet in a fraction of a second. And it's selected. And there you have it, a good geek out this week for Excel tips. Now I want you to keep on the right track, and thanks for your contributions. Remember, admins rock.